So a lot of people ask me about a guilty plea. If you've been arrested, more than likely you will receive a notice from the solicitor's office that you've been placed on a guilty plea docket. This does not mean that you have to plead guilty. It does, however, mean that you have to show up for court. Otherwise, the solicitor's office has the power to issue a bench warrant for your arrest. You need to understand that you give up a lot of rights if you and or your attorney together have decided that you want to plead guilty. First and foremost, you give up your right to a jury trial. You have a lot of rights that come with a jury trial. You have the right to remain silent, and you give up that right because you have to answer the judge's questions at a at a guilty plea. You have the right to be presumed innocent at a jury trial. At the beginning of the trial, the jury of your peers is instructed that you are to be presumed innocent until such time that the state can prove you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. You give up that right when you plead guilty. You also give up the right to confront the witnesses against you. When you plead guilty, you can no longer contest the state's version of events. You can only say, "I'm guilty and I did it." So you need to understand that you're giving up those very important rights when you plead guilty. There are ways to plead guilty without admitting guilt. There are a few very important things you need to understand if you do this. Those potential scenarios are what's called an offered plea, if it's to a general sessions charge, or if it's to a 30-day offense or a magistrate charge, it's called a no contest plea. They are treated in the judicial system exactly like a guilty plea. You need to understand it will be on your criminal record for your life if you enter an offered plea. The circumstances under which you enter an offered plea are you're not admitting guilt, but you have been offered a deal from the solicitor's office. The deal may be too good to turn down, so you want to accept the deal. And you have to believe that were you to go to trial, you would likely lose because of the evidence that the state has against you. So that's a scenario where you might wish to enter an offered plea. But again, you and your lawyer need to discuss the fact that it will wind up in a permanent conviction on your record.